Hey, it's Steve Foster's After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight we're breaking down Season 5, Episode 9. It's the mid-season finale called Prom, and here to help us break it down is AJ Williamson. No, his name's AJ. He plays the character AJ. Roll the tape.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my God, what a start we're off to. Okay,
Yes.
who is here joining us? It is Tom Williamson, who plays AJ.
Yeah,
Did I get that
AJ
right?
Hinsdale.
Yes, you did. This
Oh
time.
God, what a night. Sorry, just Prom. I'm like flustered from it. You know, it didn't end my way. You know, so I don't know, we'll see.
You didn't want it to end your way.
Right.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, let's do some intros. I'm Jeffrey Masters, and on Twitter, I tweet from Jeff Masters1. Yeah.
I'm Hannah Prichard. I tweet from @TheHotShotDude.
I'm Jillian Leff. I tweet from @Jillian Leff.
I'm Stephanie Giorgi. I tweet from @Stephanie Giorgi.
Okay.
You don't get one.
Thank you for coming back.
It's cool. Yeah, thanks for calling me back today.
Absolutely, yeah. We're excited to have you. And to bring the mood down a bit, it is crazy freaking timing that they announced that DACA would be ending, and we
Right.
have this storyline
The same day.
that aired tonight.
Isn't that eerie?
Yeah.
Yes.
It tends to happen with this show.
It does, a lot.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when Marriage Equality was announced. They were
Yep.
shooting the wedding episode.
They
Yeah.
were,
Yeah,
and
well.
when the shooting happened,
Yeah.
or Orlando happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the timing is eerie. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Well, I mean, I think we have to like applaud the writers and producers that they're willing to tackle these storylines as well. You know, they didn't have to write about a gun shooting. They didn't there was Jimena didn't exist before this season, well, like,
Right.
in the world. They didn't have to write that storyline again. So I was like, it's very admirable. And
And tonight, I believe the episode was directed beautifully by Joanna Johnson and written
she
by
wrote
her
it.
as well.
Directed,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, she was the leader on this one. She was
That's
the general.
awesome.
And it was a very ambitious episode, as you saw.
Yeah.
You know, it was probably, it may have been the only episode that so far I've been a part of in a table read, and I was like, whoa, all the emotions,
For real.
Yeah.
all of them.
But it was still a fun episode.
Yeah.
Like it was still like prom and fun, and a lot was happening at the same time.
it was so
But it was
fun.
still really fun.
Yeah. How long did the prom scene take in that warehouse to shoot?
They were there for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I was in and out. They didn't need me for that. They just needed me for some looks and then that short dialogue. But they were in that hot warehouse down in like, I don't know, Gardena
Oh wow.
for a while. Yeah.
I wonder. I don't think you can answer this, but I wonder what that light budget was.
For real.
Mariana, she hooked it
Damn.
up.
That was
Money
insane.
did they raise?
You know, there are certain things that happen on TV that are unrealistic that make me throw my pen, and then there are certain things like this, like suspension of disbelief, that I don't care about.
Agreed.
You know, like I want it to look cool. Give me the
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
It did.
It did. And they all had incredible prom dresses. I'm sorry, but nobody had cool prom dresses aside from myself when I was in high school.
I spent so much money on my stupid prom dress. I look at it now and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Actually, they did a really funny thing on Twitter today. If you look on the hashtag Foster's Prom or the
Everyone
Foster's
posted
Prom,
it?
yeah, so I posted my prom photo with my date.
Yours is unreal.
It is, the dress is something else. I will go on my Twitter and look at it because it's there. But yeah, just looking at everybody's prom photos, it was just like adorable and kind of brought me back. And it's, you know, it's a new start of a school year. Everyone's going back. So it was just kind of like fun mixed with heavy. And I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was important, poignant, and fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And we got to see that Mariana is fluid in her sexuality.
That's
so great.
Oh my God. That look, Steph's look.
Yeah.
She's so good. Teri Polo is everything.
All of us
Oh.
just busted out
Yeah.
laughing.
Oh my God, the fact that Steph was there to be able to have that look.
Yeah.
Right.
My God. Also, like other TV shows have had these storylines where characters fake gay for like a laugh or for a joke, and they can't get away with it. But this show can because there's so much representation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the only gay representation is not faking it.
Right,
You know? So
exactly.
like that's why there's not an issue on this. But oh my
And
God.
I love that Steph did, that was her only reaction.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
she's like, I already know that there's something going on that I don't have to worry about because it's Emma kissing Mariana.
But there was like tongue. That was a full on kiss. I was
She
like,
went
oh,
in for it, yeah.
I'm sure as actresses they were like, this is our moment.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and they were ready for it.
damn.
That's
We
great.
finally met Olivia Newland.
Newland, yeah.
Olivia
Oh, yeah.
N.
You and these last names today.
Every
Don't throw
week.
shade on my show. Okay? AJ/Tom.
AJ Williamson.
AJ Williamson. Marianne Williamson. Olivia, I love, and I liked the I don't know like how they came up with like the storyline where Mariana needed to fake a boyfriend, and we got Wyatt again, who we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Wyatt with a haircut.
I
Seriously.
thought he moved.
Agreed. I was
Where
like, I
does
didn't
he
even.
live?
Indiana, but
I guess suspension of disbelief. I don't know. He's just been
Well,
there.
nobody was dating him, so they didn't just show him again.
right.
Well, I guess that too, but also like I noticed with AJ, like he'll disappear. Like he's at Anchor
at the
Beach,
school.
but like
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
like the center, which is fine. But we haven't seen Wyatt in seasons. I
Yes.
don't know. Like it's
This
been a
was
while.
like some Game of Thrones. Yes. Like, you didn't just get to the wall from the island that quickly. I get it. It was weird. Let's just skip over Wyatt.
Whatever. He looked great with his haircut, though.
Let's
I was
be
happy to see his haircut.
I agree, but let's be really happy about Matt because that was
True.
everything.
He's
Tell us why.
Because I love Mariana because that's what she deserves, and because he's not really dating Zoe. They had broken up, and he gave her $20 knowing that there was no raffle at the dance.
Yeah.
Love him.
it's so cute.
It is.
He's so cute.
Oh, I thought that was her sex work. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't with Jeff.
Matt is good dating material too. I would
Yeah.
put the character of AJ in that category as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
What is the girl's name that AJ went to prom with?
Dawn.
Dawn.
That's his new girlfriend that
Are they dating?
came up
On the
out of
show?
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes, the one that
Yeah,
swooped
they're dating.
in.
Yeah.
That was the girl that he kissed on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Come on.
I
Right,
remember
but
that.
AJ's also still in an open relationship,
Yeah,
correct?
it's still open, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think.
That's very progressive.
Yeah.
It's 2017, Jeff.
He's like,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
care.
from high
I got a
school.
house now. I got a daddy.
2017.
I got a
Kids are doing
stepmom.
crazier stuff than open relationships in 2017 now.
I'm
high
sure.
school.
True.
Very true.
I
So
guess
sad.
too, by default, AJ is Brandon's brother now,
Yes.
which makes AJ.
Well, I don't know if he's been adopted officially.
It's okay. I guess like it's in process.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
processing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
As soon as he marries Anna, he's allowed to adopt
Right.
AJ where there's no issues because of her felony and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so their brothers, Brandon and AJ. Brandon's sister is Callie. That makes Callie and
So they
AJ
both
brother
hit.
sister.
Not really.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm changing the family tree.
Listen, I'm really curious to see where this goes, especially because you guys have not started filming the second half yet, right? Or you
This
have
week.
this week?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
So we had some really great moments with Callie and AJ specifically tonight, but that look that Aaron gave AJ, or AJ gave Aaron
When-
at the end of the dance, like
When they were. having
you
a
were,
little heated
yeah,
moment.
Callie walked away and
Yeah.
you just like kind of looked at him and he looked at you and
Oh, see, I missed that.
oh, there
At
was
the
a
punch
look.
table or something?
Yeah, well they cut it together so there was a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
there was a glance that everyone on Twitter is pretty buzzy about.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think people are over Callie and AJ.
Of course. Well,
They shouldn't be.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay. I love Aaron. Sorry.
I love Aaron too.
I'm like, I know AJ's not going anywhere. He's
Yeah,
part of the
Mike-
family
he's
now.
Mike's baby
Yeah.
now. Don't worry about it.
But I'm like, don't take Aaron away from us. I like Aaron.
yes.
But I love the dynamic between Callie and Aaron and their fight because that's very real. You know, the conversation that they had where she's like, so you tried to catch me in a lie. You're trying to back me in a corner. I thought we were going to be honest with each other, which is what he should have done in the first place. And it's just true that like everybody has insecurities in relationships. And I found that to be very real.
And Aaron was very right to say, and here's the thing though, Callie, as much as she shouldn't be judged and blamed for these things, sometimes you have to take responsibility and own up to certain things that he's right. Like, I get it because Aaron did steal her from AJ.
And that's poorly phrased statement on his part.
Yeah,
Right.
Although,
terrible.
like that's his insecurity talking.
Yeah.
Right.
How can you not think that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So who knows? I like seeing fights on TV
Poorly
where I
said
think that
statement, yeah.
both sides are correct.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, because like then I'm invested and I don't know who to root for.
Yeah. He shouldn't have said it that way, but she should
Right.
she shouldn't be as hurt because
Yeah. If Callie gets back with AJ, she has in this period of this
No
half
way.
season, this 9 episodes,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of growth and character building. Like
So they
she
would
could
be
be a
good
new
together.
person.
They would both be new people because now he's not all damaged and whatnot, and her too, and they could just be
Damaged.
happy.
Whoa, how do you feel about that?
Oh my God, he was so damaged. His
I
brother
felt that.
left him, right?
I felt that.
Yeah, he seems better. He has some stability in his life.
Well,
I'm
then
laughing because I was having flashbacks to your brother Ty.
Yes,
in one
exactly.
episode, they were saying like, "Where is Ty? We need Ty." And I was like, "Why do they want Thai food that bad?" And for literally the whole episode, I was like, "What is going on?
Who's Ty? What's Ty?
Do they not have Thai food in San Diego?"
Tom,
They don't
Jeff is
actually,
literally the worst at character names on this show. He'll be watching the show and he'll be like, "Wait, who's that?"
Yeah, what's that
What's her
character's
name
name?
again?
Who's Grace? Who's Grace?
No, that is a confidentiality just broke on my part.
What's her name?
I was like,
again?
what's her name?
You mean the girl who's like dying right now? Grace.
To my defense, since
Yeah.
no one's sticking up for me, Tom, I will say that every character on the show, their real life name, like Mike, Danny, and Nucci. Like
That's
there was a
true.
Danny on the show, and there was a Mike
true.
on the show, and there's like,
Grace,
this and that.
and there's an actual Grace.
Yes, exactly. So I
touche.
can't
True.
keep
Anna
lose
Grace.
track.
And a
Grace.
Grace.
Who's the Danny on the show?
There was Danny, Mike's
She-
ex.
Brandon lost her
Yeah.
virginity.
Oh yeah.
Her.
I
Her.
remember that.
Yeah.
Mike's first girlfriend.
Yeah.
So Danny Nucci's Mike was dating Danny, the
Right.
character, and so that goes downhill from there.
Yeah. Well, let's bring it back. Okay, I'm gonna reel everybody in.
I want.
I'm gonna say some correct names. I'm gonna reel people in.
I'm sorry.
I
So,
accept your apology.
Tom, for a character question, hopefully you can answer it. What do you think AJ's driving force was to actually drive the car, the getaway car? Do you think that was like heart motivated, for sure? Like he wanted to make sure that they were okay. She wanted to make sure that Callie was okay, or you just like getting yourself into trouble.
No, I think him going to the protest and experiencing that, and Callie being right about the guy's name was Kyle. So it's not that she's just chasing these wild goose chases, and these runaway trains and these things that she should just be leaving for someone else to deal with. Is that she really has this heart that really just wants to help people, and I think them two, they had that moment at the protest, where they kind of locked in again on each other. I think that's what his driving motivation was, to get behind the wheel of that car, because Dawn is cute, but looks fade. And even though we're in high school, I think AJ really, really, really loves. I mean, you got to remember, Callie saved his life.
Yeah.
He was on the street. He was homeless. He was getting mugged. He's not a kid that's designed to be on the street. Wasn't built for that. She saved his life, brought him into the family, even after he lied and stole from her. So there's a real deep love.
Damn,
and
that's
connection
so-
there.
I forget
You know?
all of this.
Remember that?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a real deep, there's a real connection.
There's a connection.
there.
I was just gonna say definitely because they went through a lot and can compare a lot.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Yeah,
day.
that's a great question, Jillian. I also think from a viewer perspective,
He ain't taking your job, girl. Don't worry.
That was a great question. Yeah, that was a great question. Yeah.
Just it's. I love to know
give
what
props
the
where they
actor
get
thinks.
due.
What makes AJ rise and thrive in that moment?
Yeah,
What's-
exactly.
What's that?
Okay, look at Charlie. Come on, get out of here.
I think that AJ has that good Samaritan quality in him that Callie has. And so, this is a person in need for a reason, and the police, the ICE, are seeking her out for a reason that she had no choice in. She was brought to America as a young child. And so I think you see that and want to help.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
think-
in the character.
And all of the guys, I can't help but want to believe that they know Callie. I know Callie. For everyone
True.
who has fallen for her. And I think what helps is that because she hasn't really changed, it's not, you can accept the fact that it is her. It's
Right.
not just a phase. It's not because of her age. It's just that, damn, it's been 3 years and she's still on the same ish. And so I think you can maybe respect someone a little more when you know it's an honest part of them rather than just a phase or something some rebel thing going on with her.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and they have a tight bond. She needed help
Yeah.
in that moment.
And that moment was so tense for me. I feel like, they always have really good finales. Last finale we had, Callie being in this hotel room and,
That motel.
the motel room, sorry, motel. But my heart was racing. As soon as they got in the car, I was like, oh no. It felt like a horror movie to me.
Yeah.
My heart was pounding, and you obviously don't know what's going to happen, but the thing that was so impactful to me was when they got into the church and it was silence, and they walked into the big room, and you guys were just like, what do we do? And it was just so
appreciate that.
symbolic because it just, I don't know, you're in the house of God, and it's just,
Exactly.
and I don't know. You know, it's
Yeah.
it just hit me.
calm
Yeah.
went over them.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that the church does do that, and I thought it was super symbolic as well, and it was nice because you could even see Jimena breathe easy. They even focused on, you know, the way, like, Callie and everyone's chest just like, and you just see them kind of calm down until someone says, you know, so what do we do now?
I didn't know that was a part of the law too.
I didn't
Yeah, me
either.
neither.
And because they've entered courthouses.
Right.
You know, there was that horrible case, I believe it was on the West Coast, where a woman was in court because her, like, a man she was dating, like, physically abused her, and like the court case was about that. ICE entered there and took her away.
Right.
When, you know, she's trying to, like, prosecute this guy. So I didn't know that they couldn't enter church, which is so fascinating to me that we've set, like, a separation of church and state.
Right.
Right.
I
And we
did.
still respect that.
I did know that, but I don't know why I thought that was something that was done, that we couldn't do that anymore, because that's a rule for like
Yeah.
hundreds of years. I feel
Wow.
like, and except for those who burned the churches down, but yeah. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, that
I'm
was-
so happy that Callie even thought of that. I'm sure it was Jimena's
Yeah.
idea,
Yeah.
but
Right.
still.
Yeah, and I like the phone trade too. Like, you know, Jude
I-
and Callie and Noah, and also Steph calling. Who's Steph call? Steph called somebody.
Steph
Oh,
called
Callie.
Yeah.
Lena.
Oh, Lena.
Callie called Steph. Steph called Lena. Callie called Jude. Jude called Noah to talk to his mom, and then they called her back, and then they.
And I
did the
forgot
damn
about
thing.
that was Noah's mom.
Which is but that's brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. Jeez.
I know. It
This
was
story
so
is
good.
such a. It's wild.
Well, and now I'm like, how long are they going to be protesting in this church?
Well, but also, you know what sucks?
How
is
many
that
people are
ICE is
coming
trying
into
to have
that
her
church?
for a threat against the United States?
For real.
Right.
Come on.
And also,
She's
though-
just trying to stay in San Diego. That's it.
And Aaron
just
also
trying to go to
saw
school.
them drive away towards that. Like, I have to wonder how he's gonna play a part in this
Because-
as well.
He's going to do something stupid. And I hate that,
and
but
he
he
has
is.
every reason to be angry because he knows that they do have a connection. And that's the worst part about Callie, is that you just have to wait for whatever she's going to decide, and I think that they're all willing to wait for that.
Yes, and yet he doesn't know why they were driving off together with men in the back seat.
Or he does know, and it hurts
Or
him
he
that he
didn't see
can't just be
Jimena.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't
doesn't
see
know that.
Jimena, but still, but even you at the protest, it's like you're on board for something that he wasn't, and it makes him frustrated that he can't be as supportive as you are, but you're coming from different places.
Yeah.
You know?
I just can't not think about I think it's like the 800,000 people under DACA, which is such a massive number, and their mental health at wondering that this program now is going away. Although Donald Trump tweeted that the Congress has 6 months to figure it out, and then he said he might revisit it in 6 months if they don't figure it out. It's like whatever that means. So like their mental health that's saying like, is this country kicking me out or not?
Right.
And every day thinking that.
Well, it's interesting because I know dreamers directly affected by this, and fortunately one of them was recently married, so they think that she's okay, but her brother is still at risk and he's in medical school. So you're removing people that are United States citizens, to me, of value to this country completely. And he's all about talking about bringing jobs back to the United States. Well, you're taking all of these willing, intelligent people out for no reason, and some of them haven't even seen another home. These kids that have come in when they're months old, and then they have to go back to their home country when it's not their home country.
When they don't know anybody, and sometimes they don't speak the language.
Exactly. And it's just it's a whole thing, but I think that the way that they did it on the show specifically, they highlighted it in such a way that it's I hope that we're going to learn more about the process, especially because of where we live in Southern California, because there are ICE agents around here all the time.
It directly
taking
affects us.
people
Yeah.
every
Yes.
day.
And I have to wonder too, like how what was announced today with DACA is like going to influence the upcoming storyline, just because like clearly they know about that
Yeah.
and they're in on that, so it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I think everyone should see. There's a movie / documentary kind of that's called A Day Without a Mexican, and
really?
it's hilarious, but it's really funny. You know that they're taking their jobs and everything. I can guarantee you, there's so many things that people in America won't do that Latinos are doing, or that people of
Very
like
true.
minorities are doing. And you know how many almost every single restaurant in Los Angeles would not be run if we didn't have that. I mean, get out. It's just so
Completely.
crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, just
No,
to add
yeah.
on to your
No,
point,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that people are qualified. It's just it's so silly.
Yeah, don't apologize. I want to talk about Steph and Tess and their conversation.
Yeah.
But before we get to it, we just want to say a quick message for a sponsor for people who are hiring, or if you do know where to post your job for the best candidates. And that's why we want to talk about ZipRecruiter, which is a great way to post your jobs to 100+ job sites with one click. They have a really powerful technology that efficiently matches the right people to your job better than any other site out there. And that's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you, it finds them. In fact, over 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate within 1 day. There's no juggling emails, there's no calls to offices, it's not annoying, it's great. And so you can find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates to get immediate results. And right now, our listeners, anybody watching our show can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/buzz. That's B-U-Z-Z. That's ZipRecruiter.com/buzz. So one more time for free to try it. ZipRecruiter.com/buzz.
Love it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about Tess. We want to thank Tom for coming in.
Yes.
He's scooting off. He's got to get to acting class because this is LA, and
Yes.
he's keeping his chops up.
Exactly.
So we'll thank him later. Okay, Tess and Steph had their talk.
Yes.
We were kind of
knew it.
nerved last.
Ooh, was I
episode.
peeved?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
last episode when she gave like a couple like microaggressions and like, well, I don't even feel that way about you, and we find out now that she did feel that way about Steph, and not only that, she's had problems in her marriage, and she's wondering herself, is it because I might be queer? Is it might be because I'm attracted to women? What do you all think about that?
I'm 100% not surprised.
I think that she is extremely blessed to have somebody like Steph in her life who went through exactly this. Hopefully, Steph can act as a guide of sorts, because I don't think that Tess is interested in Steph per se, but I think that for her to say that she had those feelings, and for her to say, I might be gay, she's had to have had those feelings for other women. Personally, I feel this way. That it can't just be that one person that she's pined over for all these years.
Right.
I think that there's probably other women in her life that she's interacted that she might have had those feelings for. So if I were her, I would sort of be relieved if I was in this situation, just because you have somebody now that is a confidant and somebody that has been through that and can guide you along the way. And not necessarily tell you how to do things, but be a support system along the way.
Yeah.
I think, well, first, I'm not surprised. And second, I think that this is the reason why I'm so happy that every time we want to give praise to something that has to do with anyone who's homosexual, queer, whatever you want to call it, because if someone wasn't so scared, I'm sure there's people in the world or people watching thinking like, how could you ruin this family? And why would you marry this man and this and that? But it's because people don't realize, had she been in an environment, Tess, where it was accepted, and mind you, this is also a black woman, so she already has trials and tribulations that she has to overcome in addition to her homosexuality. And to even have to label it that way, it sucks. But if we were in an environment where it was okay, then people wouldn't be forced to find love in people that maybe they wouldn't. I'm sure that her husband would have ultimately been like her best friend, but in being her best friend, she said, this is love, this is what I have to embrace, this has to be my life. And then you grow up and times change and you're trapped because you're like, oh my God, the world is finally becoming progressive. And oh my God, look at Stephanie with someone of like mixed race. Clearly, like, if I was Tess, I would have seen them and thought, oh my God, maybe she did like me back, or maybe it was something serious, or maybe we could have been together because look how beautiful their family is. I mean, there's so many emotions and it just sucks. And she's someone who had to ride with it for how long? How old is their son? 18?
Yeah. I also think that like we don't actually know how she identifies. Like
Yeah.
her love for her husband could have been real. It was real.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like negate that. I also think, sexuality is complicated. I also have to think, I cannot not compare this to the Monty storyline. And they've already
Agreed.
done something similar to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't repeat storylines.
Agreed.
So I have to wonder like where this is going in terms of how it's going to be different.
That's what I keep thinking too, because part of me, because of the Monty storyline, I agree. I'm like, there has to be something else that they're showing us in this process of self-discovery with people, and questions that straight, gay, bi, whatever ask themselves, whether it turns out to be what they originally asked themselves or not. You know what I mean? And I'm more intrigued to see that progression and those questions that she asks versus her just coming out and realizing that she was always gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And maybe it's just not even that she's gay, but she didn't even have the opportunity to experience.
Right.
You know, I mean, unless she did later in life and just no one knows about it. But
Yeah.
there are so many people who didn't even know. You know.
I also think like in terms of it being complicated sexuality, I think of like Elizabeth Gilbert who wrote Eat, Pray, Love,
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
about her relationships
Yes,
and about her divorce, and then finding somebody new, and then she found love at the end of Eat, Pray, Love, that last third, and then she wrote another book about it called Committed, and they were together for 10, 12 years, and then she realized that she was in love with her best friend when her best friend got cancer, and now she divorced her husband, and now is married to a woman.
Yeah.
Her best
The
friend.
same one for Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah, Elizabeth Gilbert. Yeah. You know, and she, I don't actually know how she identifies, but she realized that she loved her best friend and that she was in love with her. Yeah. And now she's married to a woman, you know?
Right.
So that doesn't mean that she didn't love for other spouses. It just means that she's capable of loving.
She's a
genders.
brilliant woman. In fact, one of like the first like blog that I ever did that was like a proud moment of me realizing my life, was quoting one of hers in regards to soulmate, and her description for her soulmate is unbelievable. But
Really?
I don't know, if we have time I could read it.
Yeah, was that in a book? Or
it was
an
in the
essay?
book, and it's true because it you know, people have this like different idea of what is like, you know, a soulmate of rather. She just kind of explains it as an energy, essentially, an energy and a being. And you're not supposed to be with your soulmate, you know. So there's complications within even that.
I love that. And also, it's so funny that she like writes these like books geared toward women when like before that she was this writer in men's magazines like GQs and Esquires. And my favorite fact about her is that she wrote the article that the movie Coyote Ugly was based on.
What?
She discovered that bar and wrote about it, and they transformed that essay, I think it was GQ, maybe Esquire, into the movie Coyote Ugly.
No way.
Wow.
She's had a prolific career.
That's like when I found out Shonda Rhimes directed Crossroads.
What?
I know.
Did she write it too?
I think she wrote
I
it
think
too,
she
yeah.
did.
Or not directed, maybe she wrote it.
I'm
I
learning
don't know.
so
She's
many
involved
things.
with it, but yeah, I was shook as well. So
Yes.
thank you for the nugget of knowledge, Jeff.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of hers.
What did you find the quote?
I did.
Okay, you want to read it?
Sure. Okay. So this is what she says. People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror, the person who shows you everything that is holding you back, the person who brings you to your own attention so you can change your life. A true soulmate is probably the most important person you'll ever meet because they tear down your walls and smack you awake. But to live with a soulmate forever? Nah, too painful. Soulmates, they come into your life just to reveal another layer of yourself to you and then leave. A soulmate's purpose is to shake you up, tear apart your ego a little bit, show you your obstacles and addictions, break your heart open so new light can get in, make you so desperate and out of control that you have to transform your life, then introduce you to your spiritual master.
That's beautiful.
So then, in that sense, maybe Steph and Tess are soulmates.
Right.
With that definition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
of
that was
course.
beautiful.
This is Steph the character, not Steph the co-host.
That's the
For
character.
listeners and just, I think while we're talking about soulmates, that's a great transition to talk about Mariana and Nick. Just kidding. But we need to talk about Nick.
Yeah.
She gets a text.
Right.
Yes.
We find out that he's still here. And
Well, she doesn't know
Right.
because she's dancing at prom.
And of course,
Okay,
the exact same night that Matt chooses to speak to her, Nick does.
Mariana leaving her phone out of sight is the most unrealistic thing that's ever happened on this show.
Yeah.
I'm
Except for
calling
the
BS.
fact that because it's Matt that came up and swooped her. I can only understand it because it's the only real distraction she could ever have. Because
This show became a
she's just
fantasy.
bored. Yeah. Game of
But then when
Thrones.
she did it, all I kept thinking, I was like, well, I mean, she really had nowhere else to put it.
Yeah, that's true. To dance.
I know,
just
but it
leave
was like
there.
kind of high dress, you know what I mean? So I was like, where's...
Put it with that 20.
I don't know.
He right. He's.
I love that when she took it out, though, she was like, sorry, it's a little sweaty, because that's what everybody says. And I was like, good job, show. Giving her that line. True.
I was just happy that she finally got mad at the end of it because she planned this entire prom very quickly and nothing was going her way.
Oh, I love it. I hated my prom too.
Really?
Yes, and it was so eventful. I hated it. It was too much work for me. And my prom date had 2 broken legs.
Oh.
Don't ask me why I brought him. I'm so sad about it.
So was he like dying like Grace?
Close.
Here's a
See what you
segue.
did there.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know what what is gonna happen, like, and like what if it's like a Fall in Our Stars moment, if it's like gonna happen tonight. I was waiting for her to pass out on the dance floor personally.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
But she said something for
What?
F's sake. She said, for whatever reason, if I don't go to
Yeah.
Coachella, aka if I die, please go anyways. Meaning that's gonna be her goodbye to him.
I just really like them, and out of all Brandon's girlfriends, I just really like her.
Ditto.
And I don't know why they have to do this. It's like so tragic, and he's had so many losses. Like, I really just want a win for him, and it just sucks, like, as a viewer, because I like them together, and I think that they make sense, and it's sort of, I don't know, it did kind of come out of left field for me. It really did.
Yeah.
This was, I mean, when we found out in a couple episodes ago, or when she had that phone call with her mom where we found out that she was a little overbearing and something was up, there was really, like, not too many hints about what was happening.
Right.
And for them to, like, do this to
Mm-hmm.
us,
I know.
to the viewers,
Well, it's
Come
the,
on.
It's the rule
my
of
God.
Brandon, you know, like things are
Right.
starting to go his way, and that's just not allowed.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
so, I think also he's very, I think, you know, to their credit, he's very equipped to deal with something like this. He's used to trauma and pain and not getting his way.
And he also gives everything, and that's what, I mean, that's just how he loves.
Exactly.
He just gives everything, and I can relate. Like, I'm like that. I know a bunch of people like that. And for him to just not, I don't know, like, it just sucks. And one thing I do want to bring up, because I don't know if you have it in your notes, Jeff, but when Callie looked at them, when Brandon and Grace were dancing,
There was some sorrow there.
that was a significant moment.
It was.
Yeah.
And that made me really sad. Because I don't know what she was thinking. Was she thinking?
feel like I
what do you
do.
guys? What do you think?
I feel as if because she just got into this argument with Aaron, and then after thinking this was a good relationship after AJ for having had the same issue, and then she looked at Brandon and watched Brandon be there for someone who potentially is going to die. Not that she knows that, but she knows that she's sick, and says like, too bad that just can't be. Too bad that I can't be the one that's dancing with him, because he's the only one that never has put too much judgment on her or has given her any grief for any decisions that she's made. And who wasn't really like jealous. He just kind of gave her space or asked her or spoke to her when needed to.
Yeah, actually, Twitter's weighing in on this. Christopher said, "I think they're tickling our peaches. They can't take Grace away." Lizette said, "She's getting her surgeries. Maybe she'll get well." And Monica said, "Brandon loves hard, just like Steph."
Yes.
And I felt like also with that conversation between Callie and Brandon and then her watching them dance, like they both love each other so much regardless of whether they end up together or not, even though, you know, I know everybody knows how I feel about Bradley.
The soulmate thing too,
Right.
maybe.
Right. And I think that she loves him so much that watching her face when he was telling her about it, she just hurt for him.
She
that he
did.
was
Right away,
feeling
she looked
that
like she was
pain.
going to cry
Right. And
because she saw it in him.
yeah, and I think that was so much of that was not even necessarily like a jealousy or wanting to be the one with him, but was just so hurting for him that she knows the pain that he potentially is about to go through.
Exactly.
And that's
And he grabbed her hand too.
Right.
Like I feel like they never touch anymore, with reason.
right.
But he just was like, you know, thanks. Like just did a good squeeze, and she was like, yeah, and then she had to watch him. And again, I think it was she just had a moment of reflection again about who Brandon is,
Right.
both in her life and his own life.
Yeah.
You know.
Sad.
Okay, Fosters, you guys really do it every time for us. I mean, I just love it. How many years have we been doing this for? Why can I still talk about it?
I know.
And
I
want to
mean,
cry when you talk about
yes,
it. Like, it's so
exactly.
invested.
I cried because I think David Lambert in this episode did wonderfully. And I remember in my acting class when they say, you know, a true cry is trying not to cry, because in real life, we never
Right.
want to cry, right?
Absolutely.
And every time he does what Teri does, the holding back of the tears, brilliant. And he does it when he's talking to Callie, which makes sense to me because this is someone he's allowed to be vulnerable with.
Right.
And then when he's just laying in bed with her, you know,
Yeah.
he's just heartbroken. Which, by the way, we didn't get to hear what Grace's mother says to Brandon because it cut on us.
Yeah, we had some issues.
That is true. That is true.
So if anybody would like to tweet us all that information, that'd
I
be
think
really
I can
great.
piece together because Lizette said that surgeries. So I think she was telling that she maybe has to get surgery or something. We had
Maybe
some-
it's not. It could be cardio because cardio isn't always for sure, or it could be neuro.
We
Those-
will find
sorry.
out.
Yeah, I'm
We
sure
will
somebody will
find
tweet
out.
us right now.
Yeah. So if we can take a special moment to discuss Somebody that we didn't see this episode, but is my favorite character, called Taylor, who is played by Isabella Vidovic. I want to bring her up because this shining young light of joy that was created within my heart and the love of rainbows, unicorns, and puppy dogs, she was recently cast as the young version of Kara, Supergirl in Supergirl, the TV show.
She was,
She's
and
been
I saw
playing
that news
Supergirl in
today.
the flashback.
That is going to be
Really?
so
What?
awesome. Yes.
You know the Supergirl TV show? It's Kara.
Yes.
The main character's name is Kara.
Okay.
The Supergirl who plays Supergirl. She's playing young Kara
Okay.
in the flashbacks.
Oh, amazing.
So maybe she'll be flying. And I think I want to
That makes
implore
sense.
everybody.
That makes sense though, because Taylor's a super girl.
Yes. I want to, and also in life as well. I want to implore everybody to Google her.
Okay.
She speaks fluently English, Bosnian, Serbian, and Croatian.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay, Taylor.
Are you kidding me, Isabella? What?
I mean, Isabella.
She is the next Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She's the next Mila Kunis. The only like very attractive actress that I know is Mila Kunis, who speaks what? English and Russian.
J-Love?
I
Really?
was gonna say, what's her name? Who Liz Taylor, but then Jennifer Love Hewitt came out. Elizabeth Taylor. Okay, roll the tape.
What is Elizabeth
Like,
Taylor playing?
Go back to
Speak.
places. She is the next Elizabeth Taylor.
People used to
Okay, so
Yes.
we'll remember that.
Isabella Vidovic.
Yeah, yeah.
I stand for her.
Lovely.
Hopefully we can have her on the show one time.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
I've been
I
trying.
will-
I'm a
work-
fangirl.
I've been trying.
Tell
I
me
did-
the languages again. Bosnian, what and what?
Serbian,
Serbian and
English. Let me pull it up.
And Croatian.
English, Bosnian, Serbian, and Croatian.
Yeah. Worldly
She's
girl.
the daughter of Mario Vidovic and actress Elizabeta Vidovic.
Oh, Elisaveta. I know an Elisaveta. She's Russian.
Oh my god, why is she my favorite actress of all time?
Yeah, she's great.
We did get some answers about Grace, the scene that we
Lovely.
missed. She has leukemia, and it's a poor prognosis.
Oh god.
I knew.
So
it
she's
was,
getting
for some reason it was gonna be
surgeries.
leukemia.
And she's had it since she was 8.
It's the most practical thing that she could have.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it's
again,
common enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
yeah, she has to go back for chemo, so that's why she's going
Yeah.
home.
All right, well, thank you for everybody for tweeting that to us.
Sure.
We didn't see Taylor this episode. We saw Jude a bit, though.
Yeah, like just a
Like a bit of a
blip.
bit.
Just a blip.
But he served as our helper tonight.
Poor dude, just like
Poor
left
dude.
behind
Poor
all the
dude,
time.
the Jude.
Well, he
Jude the
can't
dude.
go to prom, you know.
Right.
That's what we should call him, Jude the dude.
Jude the
He
dude.
did overhear the discussion between Monty and Lena regarding the future of the school, and that is an interesting. What Monty proposed is, a good option actually.
Yeah.
She
Very
gets to keep her
appealing.
job.
Very appealing for Lena too. More pay. The location has changed obviously, but she can be a co-principal.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking too?
What?
We don't know how many more seasons of this show will go on.
Exactly.
It could be a
Ditto.
great series finale to have Lena leaving the school.
It could be.
Could be.
And this is the. Can we go into predictions on that note?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Can I get a sound cue? Yes. Thank you.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
This is what I was thinking about. I don't think that Callie would go back to AJ because she understood. Remember that fight that they had? She said, maybe I'm just jealous when I see AJ rather than be anything more. Oh, I guess that was Courtney and Brandon, but still, who cares? Whatever. It could be that same situation for Callie where she recognizes it. And then her not do anything with Aaron because he's already been, what's the word? He's been poisoned, if you will, with the thought of it.
Yeah.
And that it gives the opportunity with Grace possibly dying for
Oh.
Brawley to happen for a
Oh.
series finale.
Wow.
Okay, but why? Hold up. This is implying with the series finale that we only got about like one season left, and I'd
Here-
like everybody to hold up on that. For a
I know.
second.
Here's the
I
deal.
agree.
Here's the deal, Hannah. All of
What?
the creators have said that this show cannot go on forever. We need to think realistically about what these people want to do with their careers that have created the show and have made the show thrive.
Right.
If they feel like the time has run out, then the time has run out.
I don't
hope
think it
that
has yet, but
I hope that we get a season 6.
This is 5.
Yeah.
We have 5.5 right now.
I hope that they get some renewal news. I think that by us having this break until January, whenever the show goes back, they obviously don't know yet. I'm seeing all of the creators tweeting all the time, retweeting fans, being like, so have you heard about the Foster's renewal? Have you heard about it? But what we all need to know, and what we need to remind you guys, is that the end of 5B will bring them to 100 episodes, which is the goal for syndication, I
Yes,
believe.
absolutely.
And that is a milestone for TV, and that is why they wanted to end on the 100th episode. So who really knows what's going to happen? But if they don't get the renewal, then I feel like we are going to have a jam-packed 9 episodes to end this thing.
Oh God, it's gonna be again Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit
Unfortunately,
eater.
the way that TV works too, it's that they could happen very quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
I also am of the mind personally, and people can throw tomatoes if they want, or eggs. I love eggs.
Me too.
I like things ending on top.
Me too.
I agree with you.
I know that Grey's Anatomy is currently fantastic. However, it has run for 12 years.
Too
and
much.
I
14.
bowed out after like 6 months. No, I'm kidding. I
Right.
bowed out after like 6 because I just couldn't. That's not who I am.
Right.
And this show, The Fosters, is made for me personally. At Jeff Masters one on Twitter. And
Verified.
so, thank you.
That's true. Grey's Anatomy actually, technically, 7th episode is when it was different from
But
then on
also,
forward.
yeah, I don't know why I'm not like trying to predict the end of this. But I will say though that every family drama that deals with high schoolers, it reaches a point where kids go to college and it gets really, really freaking hard.
It does.
To
Unless we're
continue
gonna have
telling
Saved by
those
the Bell
stories.
college years.
I mean,
Foster's college years.
There's too many students or young foster children to go to the same college.
I mean, like, no shade, but look how terrible Glee got when they all graduated.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, when they sort of like have a sense, I'm sure, of where they want things to go and what the end will look like when the end comes.
Oh my God, that's so crazy to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
But until then, we urge you all to tweet Freeform and let them know how you feel about the series. We obviously want to be in your homes
yes,
weekly.
we do. And we want, I think we're in agreement, we want another season.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need another season.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
and not to mention the crazy thing to me about this show is that usually by season 3, everybody knows season 3 is a hard season for every show.
Right.
Everything goes like kind of downhill, and they have to
Kinda,
save
right.
it. And this has been one of the only shows that I have watched for more than 3 seasons, to where every year they really do get more progressive and better. And if
I
anything-
think it's easy because it's the most realistic.
Exactly. And I feel like this past year has been one of the most talked about years for this show.
I
And I'm
think
like,
it's like a critical darling and a jewel on
It
Freeform.
is.
It
Yes.
is.
I mean, I know that it has the critic support because I see
Yeah.
everybody like.
Emily Nussbaum, for God's sake.
I know, like, you don't see these show recaps being written for like many teen dramas,
Right.
but there are people recapping The Fosters every single week on really massive sites. I'm seeing like exclusive info going up. You know, they're really like trying to fan out. A lot of the talent has been doing interviews. A lot of the creators
Yeah.
have been doing interviews. It's
It is
exciting.
the most progressive show on TV. And
It is.
hopefully that it'll just like lead other shows to be as progressive.
Right.
Yes.
I'm also super excited though because I feel as if this, let's say we get this B season, or you know we finish B, maybe we'll get 6 if we don't. All the Fosters did a great job because Freeform is the, what do you say, the blossom or like the seed for most people who just blow up.
Yeah.
Every one of these characters are capable of.
Yes, starting
Be
with
used
Taylor.
and
You're
everything.
exactly right. Okay, so what, before we wrap up, what is everybody looking forward to and or hoping will happen in the new 5B season?
Well, I hope that the DACA storyline mirrors what is happening now.
Agreed.
I really they have this
time.
this real life thing playing out in front of our eyes, and I would hope that they would sort of take that and run with it and sort of teach as many people as possible about what these undocumented people are going through.
And I think I have to imagine they're going that way, especially with the Jimena speech saying, I came here because I like want to live here and I'm working hard and I want the best here, and like maybe this isn't the place for me
Right.
because it's so unwelcoming.
Which it's becoming, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So.
Not
Yikes.
yeah, not to plug my podcast called LGBT Q&A, which documents LGBTQ stories, but we had a transgender immigrant on who came here from Guatemala, and just hearing about her story and how it really, I was really moved by hearing her describe coming to America with all these dreams and wanting to be a productive member of American society, and America not being that welcoming.
Right.
And even though she was from Guatemala and came here on asylum, not welcoming America is unfortunately more safe for her.
Right.
But we shouldn't talk about my podcast LGBTQ&A that much more. Does anybody
I'm
have
sorry,
anything
wait, what was the
concrete?
podcast again?
Oh, it's LGBT Q&A.
Okay.
It's a play on words, like question and answer. Cute. Okay, does anybody have anything concrete? Jillian.
No, I'm just excited for the new season.
Of my podcast? What?
Of your
Oh, sorry, the
podcast,
Fosters.
of this show. We'll see you back whenever they announce when they're coming back. Hannah, do you have anything
Same,
concrete?
no, that's it.
Okay,
Okay,
Jeff?
so no, but let's continue the conversation on Twitter.
Yes.
And let's do
Yeah.
that as well. So I am on Twitter at JeffMasters1.
I'm on Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
I'm on Twitter at Jillian Leff.
I'll miss you all very much, and I'm on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi.
Okay, we will see everybody back next half of the season. Good night.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.